Good day, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my live stream. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Oyoyo. Come on in, let's have this conversation. New development, like I promised you guys, we'll be coming live to discuss this developing story as it unfolds. So, as you come into the live stream, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to lend your voice. Dr. Easy of Easy Concepts replied Messi Chinwo after Messi Chinwo came out with that outpouring message, shocking message about what has been going on and her response to all that Dr. Ease has been putting out there. So Messi Chinwo came out with strong allegations that Dr. Ease has been threatening her life. Dr. Ease is a bully, has been bullying her. Dr. Ease also paid bloggers to tarnish her image by saying that her child was fathered by Nathaniel Bassi. Those were Mercy's strong allegation yesterday. And knowing Dr. Ease is not shy of social media, not afraid of the press, he's as bold as a lion when it comes to confronting issues head on social media. So he came out with strong reply. I believe by now you must have, seen what Dr. E's replied and his responses. But the bottom line is there are a few things I was expecting to hear from him that I did not hear. And there are also so many things on Mercy's part that is being neglected. So we'll be looking at those angles, from the legal standpoint and see how it's going to play out. So Dr. East came out yesterday, actually 8 hours ago, to talk about Messi not being transparent, talking about you cannot bully a bully, Messi is a bully, sharing his own part of the story, which actually starts since 2023. So this is now 2 years going, how they, instituted an action against him in a lorry instead of cities or states of where jurisdictions are available for those courses. For example, they started this business in Port Harcourt. If those actions were instituted in Port Harcourt, it would have been okay. They live in Lagos. If it was in Lagos, it would have been fine legally. You say yes, the state of Lagos has the legal right to hear matters, but going all the way to a lorry to institute the action, I have a question there if what Dr. Ease said happens to be true, because I don't have those documents. In as much as they flash them on the screen, we have the document and read to see what the true picture is. However, if Mercy Chinwo and her team went to Ilori, which is Kwara State, to institute an action against someone that lives in Lagos and Port Harcourt, what was their plan? Or could it be they know somebody in a lorry who is in authority? Maybe they know big time law enforcement people that can influence. I don't know. The place they instituted the action is completely wrong. The only thing the court will do is to, well, I say law enforcement will do is to detain the person, refer them to the court of right jurisdiction. Okay, so if that was what Messi Chinwo and team did in 2003, I would say that is completely out of place. Now, Miss Dr. Ease went on to say a lot of things that this was a maliciously manipulated the system, that Messi maliciously, manipulated the system and all of that. But I have few points, like I said, this is going to be looking at it from the legal perspective. There are things Dr. Ease on his part did not address. I'm not here to play their videos or voice recording. I'm just here to analyze the whole thing based on the fact that I've sat down to listen to their arguments and I want to give my opinion. So my opinion is based on the legal perspective. I am a lawyer, so I can be able to lend my own opinion. So now, Mercy Chinwo is alleging that Dr. Ease um, swapped the contract they signed when they started. So I did not hear about that in Dr. E's statement, saying that yes, the contract was changed or it was not changed, the date was corrected or it was not corrected. I didn't hear. part, or maybe I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't hear that part. So the question they should be asking, that's why I want this thing to go to court. This issue of mediation is not working for them. They've done mediation for the past year and a half. It did not work for them. Now they should go to court and handle this. Because if they get to the court, the question will be very straight and direct, and then the court will expect an answer. Was this the original contract signed between you and Messi Chinwo in 2015? And then Dr. Ease will answer to those effects. And again, for Messi, 2015 would have been 10 years this year, right? If they started this 2015, I can't remember exactly when they started, but if it was 2015, that would be 10 years. So let me use 2015 as the case study year. I don't know the exact year they started. Hey, I am being blessed already. Thank you so much, Nelly. Nelly, thank you for the gift of 199. God bless you. Real good. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Treasure Gist, for joining me. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate that. God bless you, real good. All right. So whatever year they started, they signed the first contract. I want to believe it wasn't in the 80s. I want to believe it wasn't in the 1970s or 1960s or during Nigerian civil war. So it wasn't at that period that the contract document was lost or the document could not get to the parties because of the war. So it was recent. Now, for Messi, that is alleging, this is what the law should be looking at. Messi is alleging that the contract was changed, was doctored, was swapped. The onus of proving that, the onus is on Messi. Messi has to prove it that that contract was not what she signed. It's not for easy to prove. That is what the law is looking. And again, Messi has a huge responsibility. And the question is, where is your own copy of the contract? You cannot tell me in recent years you went into a business deal with someone, you signed a contract, you did not get a copy. You are alleging that Dr. E swapped the contract. Mercy, we need to see the original contract you have with you. You need to tender to the court what the copy, your own copy. The court is now going to, look at it, examine your copy and that of Dr. E's to determine which was what was changed in the original contract. Now, Mercy is saying that they started this business as a father, as a family thing, church people. She used to be a backup singer for this guy and what have you. So at the point of signing the contract, maybe they never gave her a copy. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Like I gave examples. It's not that it was done during the Civil War. That wasn't the case. It wasn't in the 70s. It wasn't even in the 80s. We're talking about maybe about 10, 12, or 15 years ago. So it's very recent. If you go into a contract of 5 years and you did not demand for a copy of your own contract for that length of time, Mercy, you have nobody to blame but you. If that's that you because you guys started this transaction as a family business and you did not have a copy for 5 years, you did not know what you were singing for. You did not know what you were the deals when they were sending, doing all those fancy videos, trips, and all of that. You did not ask for a copy of what you signed so that you can read it through and retain your copy. I've never heard a thing like that, but I mean, anything is possible these days when you're acting under this thing called ignorance. And oftentimes, I've said it here repeatedly that ignorance of the law is not a defense. For the fact that you did not do your diligence, we should not excuse you from that ignorance. It is your responsibility for you to do what? To accept where you missed it and adjust what you can adjust and move the heck on. I can't believe you don't have a copy of the contract. Now, whatever it is that Easy provides to the court will be deemed original because you don't have any. Now you're saying that easy to provide the original contract, that what you got was photocopies. Can you provide your own side of the original contract? Because a contract would be like two, three books. You sign one, management retain one. If you guys have a lawyer involved, the person might have a copy. So there was no provision of this issue I'm talking about. You are alleging he swapped, you are alleging he's changed, you are alleging he doctored it. Mercy, the responsibility is solely on you to provide the original contract you're claiming is different from what you saw, so that the court can vis-a-vis weigh the two contract, review the two contract, and then examine everything to determine what was altered, the contract that was altered, the contract you're claiming to be altered. So if you can provide the original, you really have a long way improving your case. That is the fact. And I need us to understand this live stream is going to be a very short one, but I want us to see it from that perspective. And I want to believe, based on those things, that Easy is actually pushing, let's go to court. Easy is not the one alleging. Mercy, you're the one alleging. You must prove. That is what is required. You must prove. And like you said, you guys signed that as family members. Maybe at the time you people were signing it, Easy can come to court and claim that this thing was just done in kind of in a hurry, that this is the original document, blah, blah, blah. The date you were making reference in your video, Mercy, that they should look at the date the year was changed. It could have been done even in the original one. And because you guys were nonchalant about the whole thing, nobody deemed it fit to sign against any alteration. Because in any document you're signing, even if you got the date wrong, you have to sign on top of that date you cancelled. It must have signature. Some people will tell you even signature and date to determine that it was an error and the correction was put in place. So if all these things happen and Mercy did not do due diligence, I put that responsibility on her. I'm not here to say sentiment. I'm not here to do all of those. For anybody thinking that, yes, all these gospel artists or that they are holier, all these people, Easy is not holier than anybody. Mercy is not. They are both gospel artists and gospel music producers. So I've always said it. Heavenly race is a soul race. You run your own, I run my own. If you're running your own and laying hold on another person, yeah, that's the person that is going to lead you to heaven. You are making mistake. The only person that will take you to heaven is Christ. When you confess Christ as your Lord and personal Savior. Most of the artists we hear here today, they what? Money making artists. So let's forget about the sentiment and look at it for what it is. Hey, Joe, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing? Easy can still claim that the original was born during fire um, wreck in the studio or office. And they can claim anything. It's Mercy's responsibility to prove this. And that will bring me to another discussion today. You, young person, young influencer, this, that, young artist, if they give you a document, read it. Anything you're going to put your signature on, read it. I spoke with someone today. The person said that he made a very big mistake of his life, that he got into a marriage with someone, and the lady was insisting that we sign prenup, prenup, prenup. He didn't have the time, but the lady was pressuring. He said, okay, what is there to lose? I mean, you take what you came with, I take what I came with. Is that not what prenup is all about? So he went ahead and signed the document. The lady went away. The same day the lady got the prenup signed, the lady packed all her things and left the home. The guy was like, why are you leaving? We are just getting started. You're leaving. Not knowing that one of the conditions in the document that he signed said that you cannot interfere what on where your wife lives or if she where she stays. It's none of your business. The guy was like, what did I get myself into? He said it was after 2 days of signing the document that he now had time to read the 11 pages prenup to see all the clauses in the prenup, but he's already late. He has signed 2 days before he read the document and he shot himself on the leg. So the lady packed out. You cannot question her. Where are you living now, wife? Where are you at? So as you're getting into all those deals with the excitement, do yourself a favor. If you cannot read it well to understand, tell the person, give me 2 days, I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to take this home to study it and then come back to sign. If they put you under pressure, you must sign that day. Tell them you cannot. Or if you're too young to understand, or maybe lack the ability to understand the terms of the contract, please go with your lawyer. If you're a young person, go with your mother, go with your father, go with someone who is older than you to understand. And if your parents are so illiterate that they cannot even understand anything, please go look for what? A lawyer. It means because the lawyer's fee must be, the lawyer will charge a fee. Yes, look for a lawyer. There is no reason, no excuse whatsoever for any ignorance. No ignorance at this time will be tolerated. You cannot say, I was just, I didn't know, I was too young to understand. No, that's not an excuse. Like I said, ignorance of the law is not a defense. You cannot come to the court and say, I was ignorant, and then the court will excuse you. No, you have to prove. So, what I'm saying in effect is, Mercy is the one alleging that her contract was changed. Mercy has to prove that before the court. Mercy putting out a video that they should tell Easy to produce the original document. Mercy, you fail. You're the one alleging. You're the one that is going to prove it. Now, on the part of Easy, Mercy said he paid bloggers. I didn't hear Easy defending that. How could that be? How could you say I paid bloggers? How could you? I did not pay. Easy never said anything about it. He never did. You never made mention of that. He never did. So Easy needs to, come and debunk the fact that everything Messi said. The only thing he was saying that Messi is a manipulator, he's using sentiment. People should stop the sentiment and look at the facts. Did you or did you not pay these bloggers to damage Messi's reputation? Did you by saying that the child is Nathaniel Mbasse's child? Did you or did you not? That's why I want these people to go to court. Since mediation is not working for them, it's time for them to go and face the music in the court. Let the lawyers sweat it out. After all, that's what they were paid for. Let them sweat it out to put the questions across the witnesses and then get the real answers. If it means getting a subpoena for Easy to produce the document he has, the court will do that. If Mess is playing that I was never given any contract, but I can still remember what I signed, this was not there. That is after how many years? Maybe about 10 years. You still remember what you signed word for word. Man, you must have been a magnetic brain that you have. So all this back and forth, back and forth. I never wanted to get into this story because it's very silly. Back and forth, back and forth. It is money that is the thing. Money is the issue. Money is the pain. Money is the root of all this buhaha. Easy can decide not to produce document, less messy that is alleged in produce one. Then the court can actually compel Easy to produce something, especially if Mercy is claiming that she did not have a copy. The court can compel Easy to produce the document. And if Easy now comes with the one he's been showcasing around as the document, what would Mercy say? The court will now come to examine the document. Against which other document? None. Because Mercy is claiming she has none. So it's only that one that Easy is going to produce that they will have. I don't know if you're getting the knowledge. So it's going to be extremely difficult for Mercy to prove her case if she has no copy anywhere. That's the reason why when you get a copy, even you can make multiple copies of that original copy and keep them in two, three different places. If Nigerian, you have a place in the city, you still have a place in your father's place in the village. There are so many places you can put some, or better still, Go to the bank and get a safe vault. Pay for it annually and keep your things there. All right, let me read one or two comments and we'll proceed, okay? Let's see. Joe said, Auntie Treasure, Joe is my member, by the way. Thank you, Joe, for supporting Oyoyo Sword. Please, thank you, thank you. If you like what I do here, you can join my membership to support Oyoyo's World. That is how you can support me. You can support by sharing this video, by liking the video, and inviting your friends to join Oyoyo's World here on YouTube. Okay. And if you're watching from Facebook, like the video on Facebook, share the video, share to your groups, and invite friends as well. So Joe said, Auntie Treasure, good morning. Okay, I'm still waiting to cheer. I just say make I come say hello here. Who am I to drag space with the big? Okay, they are both exchanging pleasantries. All right. Treasure said, so many people read contract after signing instead of signing before reading. Honestly, somebody told me that this morning that he did not know why he signed his wife away. Where he signed that the wife can actually live in a different place while he lives in a different place. It took him days to read the contract, and then at that time, it's already late. It's already late. So before you sign, read. If you cannot understand, get interpretation from someone who has, you know, law or legal understanding. Okay. Let's say, um, Joe said, when I saw the long video Messi Chinwo made, I just like, wow, this one no be here. Of course, this is really going to get on all the way to June. And if they finally start going for hearing in court, it will last for another 2 years, to be honest with you. Unless if they agree to go settle out of court. Sometimes I got scared here signing documents of official, okay, in the office here where we don't even know anything in the document due to language barrier. Sincerely speaking, I can understand what you're saying, Treasure. If you can find somebody that will help you interpret them before you sign, is always very important. Always very important. Was easy a comment on the blogger allegation said, can how can he? Okay, let me understand this better. Okay, let me see if I understand what Treasure is saying. He said, how can she say so when even Messi's video are also with the bloggers? Okay, so I've caught up with all the comments. Let's get back to the analysis. The thing is, Messi's allegations were very, very specific, directed to Easy, saying that Easy paid bloggers to defame her, especially with her newborn. Easy was that her life was in danger, that she had to leave Lagos and move to Port Harcourt because of the kind of threat she was receiving. Easy, on the other hand, that Messi locked him up in a lorry for 9 days. And why would Messi go to a lorry to institute the action against him, knowing fully well that he resides in Lagos and Port Harcourt? Which is logical because for you to go to a state that has no jurisdiction to hear the matter to start an action, I call it pure intimidation because you're going to use the police to arrest the person, use the police to detain the person unnecessarily. When you know they are going to still refer the case, you guys should go to your state and settle it. Go to where the business office is and settle it. That is the right place. Have jurisdiction to hear. uh, Due to lack of jurisdiction to hear the case, we are throwing this case out. So you're going to start all over again. I really hope that Mercy will come to clear the air or debunk those arguments Easy put out there. Okay, I since she has started talking on the internet, she might as well come out and debunk this thing. I usually advise people the best response to give on social media is the one that your lawyer would do. Mercy Chinwo did that when her law office put out a 3-page document stating all the obvious. Making a video is going to drag it further. It's going to put more words in people's lips. They're going to interpret it however they deem fit. So it's not a good route to go. But I guess she was pushed because of the multiple videos and interviews Dr. Easy has been granting. Okay. Now, do you think this case is going to find an end soon? Do you think they are going to reconcile? Do you think they are going to reconcile? Or do you think they are going to actually end up in court? Let me know what you think as you come to watch this video. Okay, let me know what you think. Nobody, Dr. Easy did not address the part about Natalie Mbasi, him hating Natalie Mbasi, him hating Dr. Jerry Eze. And to be very honest with you, in all sincerity, I don't know why Mercy Chinwe should bring these names into her argument. It wasn't relevant. Telling the world this man hates this person, this one. It's like gossip you had behind the closed door, or what somebody said to you behind closed door. Why bringing it to the open? There was no relevance in that conversation she had. There was no relevance. There was no need for Messi to start throwing all of those bullets. And are you now telling Pastor Jerry Eze to be careful? This guy doesn't like you. Natalie Mbasi, be careful. This, or are you telling their fans to come and pounce on this guy for not liking their favorite? So it doesn't make sense. It's too, shady, and I will say it's too childish to bring these two big people into your buhaha with another person. You should, if you have case with someone else, face the person heads on. There is no point going around the bush to join matter with other people in your case. There is no need for that. But you all already know when the anger is up, when the mind is heavy, you can say anything without you realizing it. But the bottom line is that video was not made on a live stream. Even after making the video, she took time to edit the video. In the process of editing the video, Messi could have asked herself, what has Jerry Eze got to do with Easy? What has Natalie Mbasi got to do with Easy? Anyway, Natalie Mbasi can excuse because he was already brought into the picture when Messi said that you paid bloggers to tarnish my image that my child was fathered by Natalie Mbasi. But Pastor Jerry, what has Jerry Eze got to do with this? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But I simply want to know, he who has the highest audience, well, people will always want to find something kind of to do with it. Okay. That's what I will say here. Let me read more comments about what Joe is saying. Um, Okay, let's read more comments. I have more comments here. Let's see. A Treasure Gist is another beautiful, beautiful analyzer on YouTube. She's been making videos about these cases, this developing story of Chinwe and Dr. Easy. If you want to know more, please check out her channel. You definitely see that she's been following the cases so seriously. Um, okay, I want to see. Um, Treasure Joe Benson's video is not even long, but Easy's video is longer. Both are claiming victim. Of course, they are claiming victim because they understood how the social media works. Social media works on empathy and emotion. Oh, they are suppressing this one. Oh, but the thing is, leave the matter on social media, go to court and get the law heads on your matter. No empathy, no sympathy. The law is going to look at it critically based on the evidence before the court. Okay. Um, Host, can Mercy Chinwo prove that Easy paid bloggers, just like you said? Can she provide evidence? Of course, she can provide evidence. I said yesterday in that my short live stream that for Mercy to come out to say that, she must have, gotten some evidence to back up whatever she said. If she's claiming that bloggers were paid, remember she instituted an action against those that called her baby out. So many those people came to have meetings begging them not to go to court and all of that. They will now interview them. Upon interview, maybe those will now confess, yes, so that we wanted to run this video, but we said we are not running. We wanted to do this for content. then somebody reached out to us, say, yes, I have evidence. And when the person mentioned his name, because the person is close to you, we said yes, so that information can be true. And I said, okay, that we didn't want to do it initially, but the person offered to give us something. They even deposited money in our account. This is the deposit slip. That deposit slip will become an evidence. It's not good enough that those persons say those things because tomorrow they can change their mind and say they never said. If he said, who said, unless she got those testimony, those confession on tape or on video with witnesses around, maybe her legal team, with that person and the person coming with their own team when the confession was made, and then the thing got recorded and they have videos or a voice audio of whatever confession this will make. Then you can tender those ones, in court evidence. I want to believe she has something to back her statement up. I really want to believe that. That was why she said this guy paid some bloggers. I want to believe that. And Joe said, I don't even really get their motive for trying to hit multiple heads together. Just go straight to whoever that offended. Sincerely, Joe, that's what I thought. But Pastor Eze has a lot of following. And the following is not just Nigeria, it's global. So if someone said that there's somebody hates their Pastor Jerry, all of those fans are going to knock their heads together. That kind of a thing. If that was the reason Messi brought Pastor Jerry to this, I will tell you it's so petty, very, very petty, honestly. It is very petty and it's shameful if that's the case. Messi was recruited exactly, treasure, exactly, so that she will have more backing on those on the internet. The game of social media, numbers matter. Numbers matter. So what we are saying today is that this thing is going to continue to linger unless they find a solution to end it. Like I started with asking those questions that needed some good answers. Dr. Easy, did you change Messi's contract? Dr. Easy, let me play a court scenario here in the matter before the court. The allegation is that you changed the contract. Dr. Easy, did you change Messi's contract? No, my honor, your honor, I did not change any contract. This is the contract we both signed. I don't know why she's denying the contract, even after benefiting from the contract. The contract was the same contract that sponsored all her trip, that paid all her backup singers and the drummers, hosted. They took out, hired the office for her, paid for all the costume, bought her a new car, and what have you. So I am so shocked that she said the contract was odd. This is a copy of the contract we both signed. I don't know what else she's talking about. If she has a copy of the one that she said was altered, let her produce that before the court. That will be what the easy will be telling the court. The court would then said, Bestie, you're the one alleging that this was altered. Where is the original? At least you should have a original copy of your own contract. Like I said before, the responsibility, the onus of proving the case that a contract was ordered lies on who? Mercy Chinwo. She cannot run away from that responsibility. She has to prove it. If it means going to her old house, maybe somewhere, to find document, to search, or anything, she has to. If the contract was born in a fire, then she can come to court and tell the court during a fire, outbreak in our home in Port Harcourt. Because of that, we lost everything, and I don't have the copy of the original contract. Until then, if that is determined to be true, that Mercy lost her own copy of the original contract during a fire breakout, for example, then the court will now look for a way to get the one Dr. Easy has and send it for a forensic analysis. Then the forensic analysis will now determine whether this was the original copy of a contract or whether it was fake, doctored, or anything you can think about. They can still determine that, but that will cost them money. And it's Mercy that is going to pay the fees because she is the one alleged. All right. Joe said, I guess she might have her evidence because all those wives, when those claims of their son, of course, she kept silent. So for not coming out, no, she kept silent, but she started a legal action against those people immediately, even at an embassy, filed a legal action. So those cases were presented in court. So I want to believe it was withdrawn, and maybe they got confessional statement from the content creators that were parading those news in the on social media. So I want to believe they have that with them. So guys, I hope I've been able to give great analysis of this case. I want to know what you think in the comment section. Let's take sentiment away from this and let's use this as a learning point. Like you guys know, we cannot come for a live stream without learning something that will prevent another person from making that mistake. Are you an influencer? Are you a young talent, a new singer getting to be signed by management? These are the questions you should be asking. If they give you a contract document to sign, don't be in a hurry to sign because you feel, oh, painted all the pictures. Tell them to give you a date to read it, or 2 dates to read it, or tell them that you're coming to sign the contract with your lawyer. You might say, but I don't have money for a lawyer, blah, blah, blah. Get into an agreement, walk into a law office that you know is reputable, get into an agreement with them that you're getting this deal, or you want them to, review the document before you sign, and then sign another contract with the lawyer that you're going to pay once you get paid from your job. Some lawyers will take you on percentage. So there is no reason for any excuse. Not for the fact that you're a young artist, somebody will cheat you of your own talent. Don't be cheated. Are you an influencer? Are you a young influencer or aspiring one? And somebody picked you up, yeah, we're gonna make you big and all of that, and brought a contract for you to sign. Don't be in a hurry. This thing that is happening between Messi and Easy, it has been happening in the secular music world a long time. We saw how they battle it in the secular. That's why some of the reasons Davido and the rest, they have their own recorded business. They produce themselves. They are no longer working under people because people will rip you off. Your label, whatever. We saw what happened in what's his name, the famous guy that died, Mobad. You saw what happened in Mobad's case with the Malian records. We saw the moment Mobad said, "I don't want to belong to this liquor label anymore." You guys know the rest of the story. So if you're a young artist there, young talent, an aspiring influencer, you want to become, you're not, somebody is calling you to be a brand ambassador, don't be in a hurry to sign those documents. You might be thinking you're going to be a brand ambassador for 6 months, not knowing that inside the contract, there is a clause that said they are going to continue to use your picture for their business advertisement for life. That means you have finished with them in 3 months. They have paid you for 3 months, but your picture, your video will continue to be in the company's life. Be wise. Okay, there is no reason to say, I did not know, I forgot it, I lost it, just like the SP's message saying she doesn't have a copy. She has to prove the reason why she doesn't have a copy. If the copy was burned in a fire, then the court can ascertain at the date the fire happened. If the case was reported in the local government of that particular state. Once they verify this information and it happens to be true, then they can now ask someone to copy that the opponent this time around, Dr. Ease. The court will ask Dr. Ease to present the copy he has. Since Mercy is alleging a forensic will be done on that copy to ascertain whether it is a original copy or doctored. You get what I'm saying? So there is no reason to be ignorant. Don't tell me no reason whatsoever. No reason. Don't play victim. We don't want to hear those. So I've been talking for the past 39 minutes. I thought it was going to be 30. Thank you guys, amazing people, for joining me today. It's always very educative here in my channel. We try to learn one or two. We try to prevent others from making the mistakes that statistics are presenting before us. So don't be the next victim. You young talent, you brilliant talent that God has blessed with that voice to glorify Him. You that God has blessed with that skill to be an ambassador for a company, to be an influencer for a product. Don't be cheated out. Don't let anybody cheat you, please. This lady that you don't know, Oyoyo, is pleading with you. Don't be in a hurry because you want to, get that Mercedes Benz. You want to flaunt it. Read every document line by line. The one you cannot understand or interpret, seek help from a lawyer. Don't go signing any document all by yourself. Go sign with somebody that can help you tell you, oh, there is a clause I just discovered. I told you a true life story that happened to me. So I got a call this morning. The person said he signed a prenuptial agreement. Is the things they sign in a marriage, an agreement they sign in a marriage whereby whatever you bring in the marriage, you take. Whatever I get, I take. Anything I have is my own. What you have is your own. Those kind of agreement for those that want to be gold diggers into a marriage because there is money they want to reap because of. So some people guard themselves with prenup. So this man said he signed that prenup without reading the document 2 days after. When he had the time to read the document, he now realized that one of the clauses in the document says that the wife can actually decide to pack her things and live somewhere else. So what will you say? Were you drunk when they give you the document that you did not read it? Ignorance of anything is not an excuse. And she couldn't stop the woman when the woman was packing her things, living in another place, coming back to the house whenever she felt like coming. But anyway, that marriage was dissolved. It's been over now. So most people, artists are desperate. They will just be saying they can do anything just to be featured or get a deal. Exactly. They should not be in a hurry. They should not. I wish this shall be their last one online. They should go offline and settle the whole thing. That is it. They should take it out online. It doesn't make sense. I'm not even saying for the body of Christ, whatever. No, it doesn't make sense. It's getting more dirty. They're even fighting dirtier than those that are not from the body of Christ. And before we can say Jack Robinson, all of them love money past money. The love of money is the root of all evil. That's what the scripture says. I just want to make you guys laugh. This evening. You have spoken well for me. Thank you. Ignorance is not an excuse. Period is not an excuse. I want to thank all of you for joining me today. Join me on another live stream tomorrow because today is busy for me. So there'll be no live stream today. Join me another live stream. Let's discuss another interesting conversation. You guys know I'm following up with Anne Idibia and Two Face Idibia. So join me as the stories are unfolding. We'll be talking about it here. Until I see you guys in my next live stream, please always remember that ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Thank you guys and take care of yourself and take care of one another. Bye, everyone.